Alright, and we are live with another WWE Raw review on this September 29th, 2014, the last week of, or second to last day of September. And I'm your host, Tony, as always, with my co host, the Bizarre One, Dave. How are you doing tonight, Dave?
You doing all right?
Alright, well, let's just jump right into this Raw where it took place from CM Punk's stomping grounds, Chicago, Illinois. We open up with uh, the Authority making their way to the ring. Um,
With
Steph,
a bunch of "We Want Punk" chants.
yes, Stephanie then says she wonders why these people are chanting for quitters, and then she realized that it is because everyone here are quitters. She then says that they also steal, just like how Dean Ambrose stole Seth Rollins' briefcase. Stephanie says that this will not be tolerated. Triple H then says that Dean disrespected the business and that no one is going to be doing that with him in charge. Out comes Paul Heyman. Uh, Heyman says that Brock Lesnar has been disrespected. He said that he felt disrespected when Rollins tried to cash in on him. He then says that Brock wants to know if he has problems with Seth Rollins or if it is with the Authority. Um, Rollins ends up coming out and says that no one in the Authority told him to try and cash in. He said that was all him, and he thought Paul would understand where Rollins was coming from. Rollins says that he can speak for everyone here, that no one wants John Cena to be the WWE World Champion. Amen. He then said that he wanted to make sure he was going to beat anyone, it would be the best. Rollins said that he apologizes to Brock, but if he did offend him, Heyman says that's fine, but if he does that again, he will be dealing with Brock Lesnar. What did you
That
think?
was a little CM Punk right there, though. But yeah,
A little bit, maybe.
yeah. It just seemed like when he touched his shoulder and he said Paul, it seems like that was kind of a little jab at Punk a little bit too. But in your hero there, I mean, it was a much needed segment because Raw has been just horrible the last few weeks. So it opened up and started off really good. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed Heyman coming out and taking a shot at the crowd, and Stephanie and Triple H did seem like I'm teasing something there a little bit with Paul Heyman. So I hope not another Brock and Triple H match, but we'll see, I guess.
But
Because way there, he went up to him and said Paul, and then like he was gonna go right at Triple H, and Stephanie stepped right in front of him, and so there, it's kind of. Yeah. And to me, Triple H's fingerprints were all over Raw tonight. I mean, figuratively, like I think Triple H was behind the writing of tonight's show. If not, he was a major focus point on it.
maybe.
Because it had a lot of DXS stuff, it reminds me of tonight did.
Yeah, I see what you mean with the whole briefcase. Rollins says that Ambrose needs to return the briefcase or he will do something that will make his attack with the center blocks look like nothing. Ambrose comes on the Titantron and said that he is sick of the Authority constantly being by his side. He says Dean then says if he wants the briefcase, he is going to have to take it from him. Rollins and Authority start to leave leave the ring to go find Ambrose, and out of nowhere, seeing John Cena comes out and attacks. Rollins. Rollins is able to escape John Cena, and he stands tall in the ring, as always. Kind of a little teasing, little match with them, I guess. It's kind of going back and forth between the two. Ambrose and John Cena. We go backstage with Rollins and the Authority, and Triple H tells Noble and Mercury to go get the briefcase back from Ambrose. Looks like them two are kind of turning into the Stooges.
Which is kind of funny because Jamie Noble, I mean, he has a southern accent, so he really sticks out a lot. And it's just, I enjoyed his character. A lot of people probably don't remember him, but I remember when he was a Cruiserweight champion on SmackDown, and I really enjoyed his character. I thought he was entertaining. But, I mean, it's kind of cool seeing these guys, actually be involved a little bit. I like it, because I actually enjoyed both those guys when they actually were wrestling.
Yeah, it's nice to see them on TV. Next, we got the first match of the night, which was the Triple Threat IC title match.
Oh, you're not going to mention that little thing with Rollins?
That was later on.
Oh, I thought that was during that. Oh, you're right. Orton and them were there. You're right. Okay, gotcha.
Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, and The Miz for the IC title. Pretty good match.
Yeah, good match. You knew that Ziggler was going to win. I mean, they're playing this off like we could possibly be a triple threat at a pay-per-view or the next few weeks or whatever they want to do.
I think it's going to be Ziggler and Cesaro.
Oh, I can see them do a triple threat. I hope they're not really teasing another match. There's no way they would do that. That match would be no reason for... There'd be no way Triple H would face him. There's no way.
Who?
Triple H, The Miz? They kept taking shots at each other tonight?
No. Ziggler faces Cesaro.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying the way they're taking shots at each other tonight, I mean, the way they kind of teased it a little bit, there's no way they would go that far. They were going to deal with it. They have to do something with The Miz.
Oh, no. I think they kind of teased it tonight with Sheamus again.
Yeah, I guess they could, because on SmackDown there's going to be a tag match.
Yeah. A tag match between Ziggler and Sheamus versus Sandow and Miz. But triple threat match was really good. Dolph Ziggler ends up picking up the win after Cesaro does the uppercut on The Miz.
But that doesn't even stand out. I'm sorry. Ziggler was okay tonight. Cesaro was awesome. Miz was okay, but Sandow Mizdow was the best. He stole the show tonight. With that leg, oh, that was great.
Yeah, man, he's playing that character very well. He may not be
better than The Miz.
Maybe he may not be getting pushed or whatnot, but he is definitely shining in that character. After that, we got a Bray Wyatt family video package, pretty much releasing a Luke Harper to the world. That I guess he's leaving Bray Wyatt, it looks like. So
is Rowan staying then?
Yeah, I think maybe they add another character, maybe.
Oh, you think so? I was like, we're going to see more of these little promos. It's kind of cool. I kind of liked it. Instead of just breaking up the Wyatt family, they kind of say, okay, he's good enough to go on his own, which I like that.
Yeah, and then they add I think that's what they did. He's good enough to go on his own, and then they add more people. Yeah,
that could work. I mean, he's not really leaving the Wyatt family per se. He's just going out on his own. They're like, you know what I'm saying? He's still, not saying he's still a member. I guess he'll always be a member, but he's just going on his own to do other stuff.
Yeah, so expect them for...
Which is really cool. I love that video package. That was awesome.
Yeah, video package is really good. We go backstage after that to the Authority, Miz, and Sandow. I'm sorry, Miz and Sandow come in with Sandow speaking for Miz. Sandow says that Miz deserves a one-on-one match and that they demand action. Triple H laughs and says that Sandow has a match against Sheamus. He then tells Miz that if he comes in his office again and barks orders at him, he'll make his straight-to-DVD career go straight to the unemployment line. Yeah, I guess,
place.
Yeah, he went all out on that one. Buried his ass. Yeah, Sandow versus Sheamus later on Raw. Next, we had a shitty Divas match between Rosa Mendez and Layla, pretty much playing off of Total Divas. I have not watched, I think I've watched one episode so far. I have it all on DVR, but I haven't really watched Total Divas.
Yeah, I also had Tyson Kidd there, and if this is how they're going to put Tyson Kidd and push him a little bit on Raw, I guess I'm okay with it because I like Tyson Kidd. I think it's great to see other guys, other wrestlers get pushed this way for Raw. If that's how they're gonna do it, fine, do it that way.
Yeah, and the way they're playing it on NXT is that he's Natty's husband. So
Yeah,
kind of.
and it worked tonight too because they were chanting the same thing tonight, so it worked.
So yeah, Layla ends up getting the win. I mean, it was a shitty match. I don't even really want to talk about it. After that, we have Dean Ambrose come out to the ring, which was Ambrose Live. I wasn't really sure what that was all about, but it was called Ambrose Live. Ambrose brings out a bag and a table into the ring, well as the briefcase, the Money in the Bank briefcase. Ambrose puts the briefcase on the table and then grabs the mic and says that tonight there's going to be a clearance sale. Ambrose then unloads a bunch of merchandise from the bag. Ambrose then starts asking for bids from the crowd. Mercury and Noble then come out, and Ambrose begins to mock them and tells them if they want the briefcase, they can take it from him. I was surprised to see them chicken out. I thought they would come in there and try to.
I thought he was gonna put him through a table. Ambrose, that is. I did like how Ambrose took a jab at them and said, "Oh look, they're bringing the cruiserweight division out here to get me."
Yeah, that was nice. Rollins then comes out with a bunch of security. Ambrose then says he is busted and that he can take the briefcase back. Ambrose leaves and walks up to the crowd. Rollins gets in the ring and opens the briefcase, and green paint or slime or whatever explodes all over him. Dean says that he swears that it wasn't him that did that, and Rollins begins to have a tantrum in the ring.
Everyone starts laughing at him. And I don't get why Rollins started saying, "Now I look like a jerk." It made no sense at all, but okay.
Guess he was just embarrassed. They announced that Hulk Hogan will be on Raw later on tonight, and also that Rusev would be here to respond to Big Show's KO punch from Friday Night SmackDown. Actually, SmackDown, I didn't watch all of it. I catch some of it. It was actually pretty good, and the main event at the end was pretty hot. Like, the crowd was going pretty nuts. So I thought
I was really into Big Show and Rusev, but I mean, I guess what else are you gonna do with Rusev right now? Which they need to give him the U.S. title. I mean, what else are you gonna do with him? He would actually make that U.S. title even more relevant. It's relevant. It's more relevant than the Intercontinental title right now, if you ask me.
I don't know about all that. It's kind of
because the Intercontinental title to me is defended every freaking night on TV. It seems like the U.S. title is rarely defended. That's what makes it to me unique about it.
Yeah, I guess you have a point. We go backstage with the Authority, Kane and Orton. They're laughing at Rollins, and Rollins says that it isn't funny. Rollins leads, and Triple H tells Orton, Kane that they will face Cena and Dean tonight. A buzzing then begins, and everyone checks if their phone, and then comes from the briefcase. It then comes from the briefcase, and Rollins comes in to grab it. Rollins says it's an electric razor, and then walks away.
Like, I chuckled at that. That was that's what I mean by just little adult humor like that. Kind of reminds me of some of the stuff that Shawn Michaels and Triple H used to do. And it kind of, tonight, you got a lot what you really wanted tonight. You got some comedy tonight, some entertainment, and some pretty good matches tonight. Spots you didn't care about. But, I mean, tonight's show, pretty good show. I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and speaking of matches, we had Mark Henry come out and grab the mic, and before he gets to them, speak out comes Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas says he should apologize to the WWE Universe, but should apologize to himself. He says it's time to close the Hall of Pain and time to join the Hall of Believers. And then we got a match between Mark Henry and Bo Dallas, which was not, anything great or anything, but it was an okay match. And Bo Dallas ends up getting the win.
Biggest win of his career, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. Biggest win of his career so far, beating Mark Henry. After that, we return to Bo Dallas getting interviewed in the back. Mark comes out from behind and begins to throw Bo all over the place, into the locker room, into the door, into the wall, all this stuff. He then slams Bo with an equipment box multiple times, and I think he said, "That's how I do it," or something like that. I think, like you said on Twitter, we saw a double face change.
Yeah, or heel face. Yeah, turn, double turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hip, a double turn. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they did also announce later on that it's going to be Bo Dallas and Mark Henry at main event tomorrow night.
Yeah, so we might see progress and maybe to Mark Henry's heel turn. I think he would be perfect heel turn. I think he's going to turn on. It would probably be turning on big.
I'm just sick of, oh, look, Mark Henry's a good guy. Oh, look, Mark Henry's a bad guy again.
Yeah,
It's like, I've seen it before.
I feel you. I
do
totally agree.
Bo Dallas, though. I want to see how good he would, which he was okay. I think Bo Dallas is a better heel. I think they should leave him as a heel, honestly. I don't want him to turn face.
Yeah, I agree. We also got a Stardust and Goldust promo. I don't even want to try to get into that. It was just random.
Don't do what they said.
Yeah, next we got Bree. She was supposed to be in a match. Nikki comes out and says that it's funny that Bree is in the same place that she quit. She said that she left, and because of that, Nikki was put in the handicap matches, and Nikki said that Bree is going to be in a handicap match tonight. And then she puts her against the two worst, shittiest ass divas in the WWE, which was
How could she not win?
exactly Eva Marie and Cameron. If I guess maybe Rosa Mendez would be worse than Cameron. I guess you can go there. But Eva Marie.
Yeah, but Marie.
This match was like. Is this match even worth talking about? I don't even think so. I mean, it was Brie Bella win. Move on.
I mean, at least Cameron tries a lot better than Eva Marie just looks horrible.
Right.
The only reason Eva Marie's even there is because she looks good in some tights. That's it. That's the only reason.
I agree. Next, we had Slater Gator. Ugh.
Speaking of matches, do we have to talk about?
I mean, Titus O'Neil, I think, deserves better than this. And like you said, Slater too. But Slater,
yeah.
Slater Gator comes out with Hornswoggle, who's in a Gator costume. Titus starts off the match immediately, hits a backbreaker. Oh, he starts facing the Los Matadores. I'm sorry.
But in the hashtag, it did not even in the match, and they're using hashtag Bunny Mania again.
Yes, Adam Rose and the Bunny were at ringside. They end up getting involved at the end of the match. So we're gonna see tag match next week on Raw or
tomorrow
on SmackDown or main event. Let's just move on. Next we had Rusev, Lana, and the Big Show segment, which was not too bad. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, Big Show was pretty good. This might help his career, actually.
Big Show just basically says that Lana keeps trying to twist everything around and then shows what really happened on the Titantron. We are then shown a clip of Big Show knocking out Rusev, which they showed numerous times. Rusev then grabs the mic and said he will break every bone in his body. I thought it was funny when he said, "I want to kick you in the groin."
I know. His face was funny. He's like, what?
That was Big Show then comes to the ring to fight Rusev. Rusev then immediately retreats. Big Show then rips down the Russian flag down. Rusev runs into the ring, but Big Show then throws him out right away. I thought it was a pretty hot segment, and they also announced next week that we would see Big Show versus Rusev. So,
I mean, I hope we don't have that many Russia fans watching in Russia. I mean, yes, I know they did it to our flag too. Not as much, though. They never really just threw our flag on the ground, though. You know, like that. They got knocked down, but I mean, if you're watching in Russia, I mean, aren't you kind of you being disrespected by doing that a little bit?
Yeah, Ted, a little bit.
We don't live in Russia. It's not our beef, but
it's entertaining.
That perspective, like Rusev never tore our flag down and just threw it on the ground.
Yeah, hopefully they'll just know it's entertainment. Next, we go backstage with John Cena. John Cena said that this is his kind of town and that the people here are chanting for Ambrose. Yeah. He says that he is glad that he is teaming with him rather than facing him. Cena then says that he wants Rollins, and in comes Dean Ambrose from the behind. Dean says that Rollins is his Cena. Says that Rollins is his. Cena says if Rollins shows Cena will make sure that he gets a beat down from him. Ambrose then laugh and tells Cena that no one takes food off his plate, and that includes him. I like this. I like this little. It looks like,
I think tonight was really Ambrose's coming out party, kind of, you know, where a lot of people knew Ambrose was good on the mic and a star in the making, but he's really becoming, this Ambrose and Rollins feud has really elevated both of the guys. I mean, Ambrose is becoming like a superstar from tonight's episode. Oh.
and if you think about it, Rollins is actually like the center point of WWE storylines right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're the two big stars right now that are, I mean, without Cena, I mean, yeah, I mean, those two guys are the future. And people say Dolph is the future. I've been hearing Dolph is the future for like 10 years.
Right.
And Ambrose has barely been up. Ambrose and Rollins and Reigns. Reigns is out right now, but all three guys has barely been up for like, what, a year, not 2 years? I mean, the Shield has been up for like 2 years, and those three guys are all becoming superstars right now, like huge stars. And Ziggler's had like 10 years, and he hasn't really. I'm not saying he's not good, but I'm just saying that these guys have took their moment and become bigger stars.
I get what you're saying. Next, we had AJ Lee come out, and Paige comes out as well. Before the match, she said that she has a new best friend, and it is AJ's opponent tonight, which was Alicia Fox. And Alicia Fox ends up getting the win. Help from Paige distraction, and they ended up beating AJ down after the match. So I'm gonna guess maybe, like you said, a singles match between these two at Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Does Alicia Fox get a title shot now?
You would think so.
Yeah, but it's also kind of funny, and now I think about that too. The U.S. title and the Divas title both are rarely defended. So, I mean, you don't really see the Divas title defended on TV that much either. So, I mean, it's like I tweeted this out earlier about, is the Intercontinental title, should we just call it the TV title? Because it's defended on TV every time I turn around, it's being defended on TV.
Yeah, at least the last, 2 or 3 weeks in a row it has. So, yeah, good point. Next we had Damian Mizdow versus Sheamus, which was it was all right. You know,
Miz was pretty good on commentary. I mean, the match didn't last long, but Sandow did good from what he was in there.
Yeah, we'll see a tag match between these guys Friday night on SmackDown.
I mean, it should be a pretty good match. And I mean, you heard Miz take a shot at Triple H. And that's what kind of makes, like, what? Please don't tell me they're going that route. I mean, there's no way Triple H you're not even in the same league.
Right. I mean, maybe they just, it's a little gag between them. Maybe it's just they joking around or something. Who knows? Next, we had Hulk Hogan come out. He just basically talked about the Breast Cancer Awareness Month and how, you can go online, buy all their merchandise that are pink, and it goes to Susan Komen, yada, yada, yada. So, that's what they do every year, every month, around this time of year. So, donate if you can, folks. Anyway, let's get to the main event, which was Dean Ambrose and John Cena versus Randy Orton and Kane. This match was pretty good, I guess. It was an all right tag match. It ended up being where Rollins interferes. Ambrose cleans house, but ends up taking an RKO from Randy Orton.
Ambrose almost got hurt, too, when he did that second time he tried to jump out because he missed Kane completely and just hit the mat.
Yeah, he did.
Great. They don't need him to get hurt, too.
Yeah, they both taken Cena and Ambrose both taken RKO, a chokeslam, and a curb stomp on the briefcase. And Rollins and the Authority stand tall to close Raw, which they haven't done in the last couple of weeks. So it was nice to see a change, nice to see Rollins on top. And right now, Rollins is the king of the world right now in the WWE.
Yeah. I mean, Rollins has been great. I mean, Ambrose has been great. I honestly thought when they went to curb stomp Cena that Cena was going to get up and hit him, beat them all up. I honestly thought that. I was like, oh, great. Now Cena's going to get up and destroy them all.
Yeah, I thought Raw tonight was pretty good. I thought it was way better than what we've seen the last maybe 3 weeks, maybe almost a month of Raws. And I thought tonight was really good. I enjoyed it. The matches are decent, and next week I'm actually looking forward to the Rusev and Big Show match. I never thought I would ever say that, but I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, Big Show, it could be, I mean, two big guys fighting. Yeah, I mean, Big Show shouldn't get dominated by him, and he didn't really. And on SmackDown, I guess their match is okay.
Right.
And I mean, and it's the bigger spot. And on SmackDown, they want the fans to go home happy and really see and they start this little feud. So you have Rusev get disqualified and then just knock Big Show, knock him out. So I mean, that works. I mean, it'll be. I'm intrigued to see how they're gonna go. I mean, maybe with this long, like 3 or 4 weeks still to Hell in the Cell. I mean, yeah, because it's about 4 weeks now. So I mean, do you go Rusev for the U.S. title maybe at Hell in the Cell? Because this feud could just be a TV feud, and then it goes right into maybe facing Sheamus possibly.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out in the next couple of weeks on Raw and SmackDown. So it should be very interesting TV next couple of weeks.
I mean, we didn't mention it, but man, Ziggler put on the worst figure 4 I've ever seen tonight.
Yeah, it was not very good. He needs to work on that. But overall, I think we both thought Raw was pretty good tonight, so I give it a pass. I think David as well will give it a pass. But yeah, that's going to pretty much wrap up our Raw review for tonight. We thank everybody for last week watching the show. Hit a pretty good view mark last week. We really do appreciate it. We will be back this coming Wednesday with another TNA Impact review. Heard the ratings were down for TNA Impact last week. I'm not sure. I guess because the major stars weren't very much on the show.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good show last week, like we talked about in our video, but I mean, you didn't have no big stars. You had a lot of shows that premiered last week as well. So did that have something to do with it? Possibly. I mean, the only big star was MVP and Austin Aries that were in that match. Yes. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, but we will be back this Wednesday. I can't recall if they've announced any other matches. Maybe the triple threat tag match. Maybe I think they've.
Sure, but I do know the Knockouts match, title match is scheduled for Wednesday, and Austin Aries is supposed to come out at the beginning of the show and say what he's going to do, which we all know what he's going to do.
Yeah, there you go.
The tag titles.
Yeah, so, yeah, that is going to pretty much wrap it up tonight. We appreciate everybody watching. If you can, subscribe. We've gained a lot of subscribers in the last maybe 2 months, and we really do appreciate that, everybody, for subscribing. Please.
Our Raw videos have been awesome, so they've been doing better than TNA videos, which our TNA videos were our best ones, and now all of a sudden Raw has really started to pick up being our highest viewed videos.
Yeah, and we really do appreciate it. If you can, please comment. We get all these views, but rarely get any comments. We would love to get feedback, even if it's negative. We would just love to get feedback from you guys. We really would appreciate it. We thank you guys for watching our videos constantly, and we appreciate anything, feedback, likes, whatever. It's been very nice. Any last words before we sign off here, Dave? Till Wednesday.
Yeah. Follow and subscribe. I mean, subscribe right down there, and then follow us on Twitter.
All right, man. Well, we will be back Wednesday night. Hope everybody can join us then, all our TNA fans, and we will see you guys then. Have a great night, everybody.